These days, it seems like 24 hours is no longer enough time for us to do the things we need to do, both in our personal lives and at work. We often feel this pressure to meet up with different deadlines and commitments, so much that most of the time we end our days stressed out and exhausted. If you can relate, then you would probably benefit from learning some of the following effective time management techniques for double productivity. Always plan your day ahead of time. Many people usually start their days at the office or workstation trying to organize or trying to figure out what the day's agenda will be. This doesn't allow you to hit the ground running. Planning your day ahead of time means you could possibly reorganize your workstation at the end of the day's work, as well as consider your to-do list for the day, strike out accomplished goals, and update it accordingly for the next day's work. This way, you already have a mental head start for the next day and will most likely end it feeling quite productive. Also, ensure to always get adequate sleep and night rest so that you can benefit from the improved focus the next day at work. Always create a daily to-do list. This will help you keep track of what needs to be done and will also help you minimize procrastination. Furthermore, it can help give you some sense of achievement when you are able to tick off most of the tasks on the list. This may seem very obvious, but how many people do you think actually do this? So always create a to-do list that is both realistic and manageable. Do not make it too long that it becomes discouraging. Make the goals realistic and attainable, and break any big and difficult task into smaller, more manageable tasks to help you build momentum. Prioritize your tasks. Once you have a to-do list, next thing should be to prioritize the tasks on the list, either based on their importance, their urgency, or their rewards. This helps you know when and how to tackle each task so that you can utilize your peak productive periods for more important and difficult tasks. Handle the harder and more important tasks when at your peak. Find out when you are usually at your peak or when you are most productive and work on the more important and challenging tasks then. This peak period for most people is usually in the mornings. However, you can find out what works best for you. You can work on the less challenging tasks during your off-peak periods or when you are not fully motivated. Practice the 2 minutes rule. The 2 minutes rule is based on the following 2 principles. If a task takes less than 2 minutes to complete, do it now. To start a new good habit usually takes less than 2 minutes at first. This rule aims to discourage procrastination by helping us accomplish smaller tasks. These smaller tasks might take less than 2 minutes to complete to an extent, but will often lead to bigger or longer-term benefits. For instance, putting off doing things like washing the dishes immediately after meal, taking out the garbage, or printing and filing a document at the office will end up adding to a long to-do list and could eventually require more energy and time to complete, especially when piled up. However, taking care of these small tasks throughout the day will help you build momentum without taking much time out of your day. You can also apply the 2 minutes rule when you're starting a new bigger project to help you avoid procrastination. Limit distractions. Consider putting your cell phone on silent mode or airplane mode while working to avoid distractions from notifications. Only allow and take urgent and important calls, otherwise return all calls and messages at your break time or at the end of work. Try as much as possible to ensure that your workstation is as distraction-free as possible. Also, learn to say no to those that always try to take advantage of your kindness to eat into your productive time. Do not multitask. Though it might seem like an obviously good skill to have, multitasking actually limits productivity as it easily leads to distractions from important tasks and also time wastages jumping between tasks. Doing something well requires focus, one thing at a time, until completion. Note that when we focus on a task at a time, we complete it faster and to a higher degree. Take short, frequent breaks. Taking short, frequent breaks during the day have been proven to boost productivity as well as replenish both physical and mental energies. Therefore, do not work long hours without taking occasional short breaks in between. The time frame of the break should depend on the individual. However, It is preferable to have at least 10 minutes breaks 4 times a day than to have a 40 minutes break once a day. Audit your time. Start tracking your time and try to be more aware of how or on what activities you spend it. After all, time is money. Track how you spend your time during both work and off-work periods. This will help you see areas where you waste your time throughout the day or areas of priority where you need to give more time and attention. Adjust accordingly so as to improve your overall daily productivity. Learn how to delegate tasks. Those who try to do everything themselves usually end up failing and frustrated. However, when we learn how to properly utilize the talent of others, we end up saving time and getting more done. It doesn't mean you are running from your responsibility, it merely means you know how to utilize resources available to you. For instance, as the head of a unit, delegate tasks to your team members according to their strengths, or at home, you could also delegate chores to members of the family. Finally, as a bonus tip, learn how to reward yourself after a successful and productive day. Yes, all days are not going to be the same, and some days might seem way less productive than others. Take it easy on yourself, relax, regroup, and be hopeful for a better tomorrow. Learn how to practice the above tips, and sooner than later, your days will start to end on a more productive and satisfied note. Don't forget to like the video and click on the subscribe button for more valuable tips.